Hello and welcome back. Really interesting item I'm going to take a look at today. Recently, I took a trip to the Bose outlet store and tried on a pair of their new sunglasses that have built-in speakers. In part because a company called Mutrix reached out and offered to send me their sunglasses that have built-in speakers, and I wanted a reference point. So today I thought we'd open these up and give them a look. As of the time of filming this video, they're currently on Indiegogo and you can pick these up for $69, where the Bose option is $199. I think these are actually going to go up to something like $130 or $150 once the campaign is over, but for $69, this sounded like a really reasonable option. So let's open it up, see what makes it tick, see what comes in the box and everything, try them on, see how they sound, all that fun stuff. So, this box is really thoroughly fighting me, but inside the box, we get a specifications card. You can see it has Bluetooth 5.0. A bunch of different Bluetooth protocols are supported. It works for up to 20 meters. And you can probably see the outline of the glasses here with all the buttons on it and the charging port. This is all kind of tightly in here. This, I would assume, is the case with the glasses in it. Over here it says rubber and wiping cloth. And I believe these two rubber pieces that are included can go at the back of the arms that go on your temples to provide a little extra grip against your head. And of course, a wiping cleaning cloth to clean the lenses with, Mutrix branded. And a box that says cable that has a USB charging cable. There you can see what the other end looks like. It's got a couple of pogo pins and charging pads. And finally, the case with the glasses inside. It says Mutrix on the front. Just pop it open like this. And inside, you have a little carrying bag with the glasses inside. And looking back over at their campaign and the email that they sent to me, they do have several different options in terms of colors, both in the lenses and the frames. For the frames, you can have black, orange, or white. Here you can see they've sent me the black frames. And for the lenses, I believe they have orange, black, and blue. As you can probably see here, they've sent me the orange versions. I thought they were going to be sending me the ones with blue lenses, but I'm not going to complain about that in the slightest. That's a pretty cool look. As we go ahead and open these up here, you can see over on the right-hand side, there are 3 buttons. Front one is the power button. The back 2 are the volume or the previous and next track buttons. And of course you can use those buttons in calling mode as well. On the other side you can see that charging pad. This is where that USB cable is going to connect. And then on the back of each of the arms you can see there's right here is the speaker output. And that's about that. So let's just see how they fit and how they look. There you go. Do I look cool now? Am I awesome? From the inside looking out, they actually have a bit of a blue tint to the lenses, but as you can see, it's orange on the outside. That's really interesting. I haven't had a pair of sunglasses before that do that. And actually, I remember them mentioning somewhere in the campaign, it's UV 400 polarized lenses, and it has up to 8 hours of playback time. Let's go ahead and see if we can power these on and pair them up to a phone. So I wonder where the status LED is going to be. It's right there. So I held the button for a couple of seconds, and this little section right here has blue and red flashing LED at the moment. So I'll go into my phone, into Bluetooth, and I see Mutrix show up in other devices. And it just said paired. Now the thing I can immediately see here is from that distance I was able to hear it. The Bose ones I tried previously I wasn't able to hear from that distance, but the store I was in was kind of loud, so that might have contributed to it. I am very curious to see how loud these are going to be from just the next person over. I don't want to have my music playing and the next person can hear it. I have seen some videos about them and it sounds like at around 50% volume you might be okay. Let's just see. I'll turn on some music and we'll see how loud it is. Alright, I have my phone set to about 50%. I can hear it pretty clearly. Looking at my audio meters, I don't see anything registering when I was quiet there. It said maximum volume. That's pretty loud in my ears. But I can see it registering on the meter now. So I'll just take it from the top and go down. 100%. That's about 60%. A little under 50%. That's about 30%. And I can't hear anything now. This is a pretty comfortable level, so I'm very curious to see how much of that you can hear. The microphone is, of course, about a foot away from me, so this is about what it would be like if you're sitting next to somebody on the train, or if you're working next to somebody in a cubicle and for some reason working with sunglasses on. I don't know what you do. So, can you hear that? So early impressions of the sound quality, it's a speaker, it's not a pair of headphones, and it's in a really, really small space. So the sound quality is acceptable to me for what it is. It sounds about on par with a lot of the earbuds that I wear, but you're not having to actually put the earbuds inside of your ears. It is a very interesting experience though. If you haven't tried something like this before, it's shooting the sound directly into your ear canal, so it hopefully keeps it away from the people next to you. But just holding it out in front of me about a foot and a half away, I can hear it pretty clearly, so I'm guessing that you all could probably hear it earlier. And I have a pretty decent sized head, so these are a little bit tighter on me than I would probably normally wear. But like I said before, if they are loose on you for some reason, they do come with these rubber grips that you can always put in the back of the arms, kind of like this. Just kind of squish them in here. It might also make it fit a little bit more comfortably. There we go. Took a little bit of effort to get those in there, but not too bad. And now I can definitely feel that pressing against me. I have kind of large mastoid bones on the back of my head, so sunglasses kind of have to be a little bit looser on me, but these are not bad, and they're obviously not falling off. I think I could listen at this level kind of comfortably. Let's see if I can hear that from a distance. I can definitely still hear it, but it's not overpowering or anything. It wasn't overpowering before. If I turn it up all the way, it's very clear from that distance. Obviously, we can't wrap this video up without taking these sunglasses outside into the sun and seeing how effective they are as sunglasses, using them in the breeze and everything to see if I can hear what's going on. These can also be used for making and receiving phone calls. I don't know if I would actually be doing that just because I don't normally wear Bluetooth headphones for calls either. All right, a bit of a quick polarization check here. I had to turn off my bright lights for this, but as you can see with the Mutrix glasses, when I rotate them around in front of my Galaxy S10, nothing happens. But if I take the Ray-Ban sunglasses I normally wear, you can probably see like this, everything looks fine. When I start rotating, it goes completely black very quickly. That's because these glasses are actually polarized and the Mutrix don't appear to have polarized lenses in them. So I'll reach out to them and see if maybe something's just wrong with this pair they sent me. Also, you may be able to hear this, but maybe because of the way these are made, these are a little bit creaky right around the hinges. Just thought that was worth mentioning. And also, as you can see on my iPhone here, the Mutrix is paired. It does show 100% battery. So that's an easy way to keep up with how much battery's left in your glasses. Now, stepping out into the sun for the first time. Very bright out here. I would say it's definitely getting the job done in terms of blocking out a lot of light. Let's see how the sound is. You can probably hear there's some wind coming through, but I can definitely hear clearly. I can turn the volume up and down using the side here. We'll hold the up button, and that switches to the next song. Hold the back button, volume down button, and it takes the back song. Double press the power button, and it brings up Siri. And just one single click on the power button does play pause. Again, double tap. It's taking a little time. Haven't had much luck getting Siri to work with these, just because it does take so long for it to make that connection. And I'm curious to see if you're able to hear from this distance at this volume level, because I'm right at about 50%, and I can still clearly hear what's going on around me. There's birds squawking in the distance and the wind blowing, and I can hear all that, but I can also hear my music. And if I want, I can turn it a little down, and I can still hear it pretty clearly. This would be a good experience for me, I think, for something like the beach, for traveling, for maybe going to the zoo or something where you want to listen to your music, but you also want to interact with your family. This isn't bad. I mean, especially given the price point, it's really hard to complain too much right now at $70 for a pair of these. And it's the end of the first evening. I've spent probably an hour to an hour and a half wearing these today. And I actually did about a half an hour worth of phone calls earlier, about 5 minutes talking to my wife and probably 25 minutes talking to my dad. They both said it sounded just fine. It sounded kind of like I was in the car. And while I was talking to my dad, I was out for a walk. I walked for a couple of miles tonight. And he said it sounded windy, but I sounded just fine. It sounded very clear. I was also able to get Siri working on this. I just double tapped it like I did before, but I actually had my phone out so I could see when it came up, and it came up in the right amount of time. I was able to tell it to call my dad, so that worked out appropriately. The only really complaint I would kind of have about these at this point is that they are kind of tight. So after wearing them for over an hour straight, I ended up having these indentions on the back of my ears where this cuts into me. It's not that it's uncomfortable or anything. It's just kind of like if you lay on your pillow and you have a crease in the fabric of the pillow and you get that crease on your face or something, kind of like that, but slightly more painful because it's like something physical pressing against your skin. Not uncomfortable in the slightest. It's just tight on me because I have kind of a big head. So if these were like 2 millimeters wider, like if the bridge were 2 millimeters wider or the temples or something, that would be amazing, but I don't foresee that happening. Either way, for the price point, the sound quality is okay. It's not the best thing I've ever heard. Battery life seems great. The phone calls, the Siri integration, and I did test it with people next to me, and as long as I keep it below 50% on the volume meter, they can't hear what I'm playing, which is great. So just very early impressions. For $70, if you get it during the Indiegogo campaign, these things are pretty good. For $150 after the Indiegogo campaign, that's going to be a much harder sell, but I'll leave that up to you. And of course, I'll put a link to where you can find it down in the video description. So thanks so much to Mutrix for sending these out to me, making me just a little bit cooler if possible. We're going from like a 0 to a 1 here. I'm dad cool. Thanks so much to you guys for watching. Hit the thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to get notified when new videos do become available. I'll see you again next time.